Hey, what's up, y'all? I just want to drop another quick video today. Now, I just used the restroom out in the public. I didn't want to, but I'm drawn to, you know, put this video out real quick because it's gonna make a whole lot of sense here, and let it serve to be a remembrance as to things that we have to work on, fix, and inevitably restore. Right. So this is a laundromat here, right? I'm right here on Lefferts, right by the Q10 and the J train there, right? All right, so I came off the bus because I really had to use the restroom, and I walked inside of there. Now they're not obligated to, you know, allow me to use their facility and to use the restroom. There's no obligation, but I came in there, well mannered, and I said, bathroom. May I use, bathroom. Hinting, can I use the bathroom because it was in, I think it's Asian owned. There's two Asian workers in there, and she was like, I guess she politely shook her head and said no. So I said, all right, I see. I just have to go to the back, which is out here. By the way, this is also, you can also tie this into the recent video I made about when I was, walking down Farmers Boulevard and trying to make sense of, you know, things that we have to work on, which is prioritizing, because I'm still working on that myself. But like I said, let this be a remembrance as to things we have to change, etc., etc. So this is a business, right? And okay, it's Asian owned. Even if it was Indian owned, black owned, white owned, stay with me on this one. Follow me, because I'm gonna get back to that a little bit later. But check me out. Like I said in that video, how it's crazy how just look. This is the entrance, right? Mind you, this is a big laundromat that serves a lot of people within the neighborhood. There should be no reason. It stretches out all the way there. Now, first of all, this is a whole lot of land. This is a lot of coverage, right? I guess they're doing a good deed over here. They have a clothes bin for people to drop their clothes in, and that makes perfect sense to be right here in the proximity of a laundromat. So whatever people don't want, they go ahead and put it in there, and it'll get donated, I guess. But there's many reasons as to why it continues to be this way. Maybe a lot of traffic, heavy traffic came through. Nothing's been fixed, right? Looking kind of shabby on the outside, and over there is where I handled my business, next to the trash bin over there, the last one. Got a lot of foliage on the side, right? All that there. Take a look at the manhole and the sink, how it's sunk in. Now I think has to do with some financial restraints or battles by the owners of the land, not really just the laundromat, is the owners of the land. This is why we got have to get more knowledgeable with business and how things really work, because it's really not just those of the laundromat. It could be that person who owns the land as to where the you know I would have to say respectfully, the owners and operators of the laundromat may have put in a request to, you know, hey, let's get this fixed. But maybe it was too much money on behalf of the owner of the land. He may have requested, who knows, maybe due to the leasing that's being paid, it's like, okay, whoa, wait a minute. We only making X amount of dollars here. They're making X amount of dollars to feed their family, X, Y, and Z. And they're like, hey, wait a minute. I don't think we're going to be able to, give that up. So we're going to keep it as is until maybe it gets more, you know, more worse. When this is going to become in dire need for some, repaving and shaping up. But if that, I'm just saying, if this was my business, trust me, I'll do my absolute best to make sure that it's looking good both inside and out. I don't even want to go on the inside. The inside smell funny, which is awkward to me. With all respect, dude, I gotta keep it real though. It smells very awkward to me, being that that's a laundromat too. That don't make no sense. In addition to what I'm seeing on the outside, I am drawn to make this video. Now I'm not making them look bad. If I am, and that's how, I guess that's just what it is. But that's not my intent, because I wanna point out something else too. In that other video where I filmed the church there on Farmers Boulevard, and I was saying it don't make no sense how that nice house across the street from the church had those kind of cars in there, but yet the house was looking crazy. All right, so these are all customers' cars, right, that live in the area. All right, so here we have a RAV4. Here we have a very nice Beamer, probably one of the owners inside, which is actually next to one another, Beamer. Now, this could be parking for somebody who's possibly in the restaurant next door. And then we got these here. But I'm going to tell you something. There's no way I could own a top-notch vehicle such as one of those nice ones there, coming into an establishment like this to wash my clothes. That's not, nah, that don't make sense there, right? You dig me? And those are things we got to work on, because this is mainly for my people in the hood. Like really in the hood. You know what I mean? The ghettos, those at the bottom, where we always feel like we want to get the fancy cars, we want to get the foreigns, we want to jump up in them, we want to get the mansion and all that. Yeah, but we have to do better with prioritizing brothers and sisters. Because it won't make sense to have fancy cars like that, but yet our house, our communities, neighborhoods continue to look like shit, a whole bunch of violence, sexual deviances. It's just totally out of order. It don't make sense. It just goes to show where we set our values. It goes to show what our morals are, how low they are actually, what kind of standards we behold, X, Y, and Z, etc., etc. It's all self-evident. Like I said, man, I just happened to, it came up on me to make this video out real quick. There's no way I could be driving a nice Beamer like that and I'm parked up to come and do laundry at a spot like this. First of all, if I'm driving something like that, it gotta be a laundromat in my own spot. With all respect, though, if I don't got a laundromat in my own spot, I ain't driving something like that. Because having something like that, first of all, a nice Beamer such as that, that's something to totally aspire to, because that's luxury. There's nothing wrong with having luxury, brothers and sisters. It's just about the way we go about getting it and earning these things, which stands for a whole lot. Because if you got it, in which you may have earned it in such a, I would have to say, a criminalistic way, or things that are by some way of, what's that word I'm looking for? Clandestine, then underhanded and whatnot. But I guess it is what it is. But the record will show, and the record is always going to reflect. The end always justify the means. I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, put anybody out there, but I'm just calling it as it is. Because as we continue to see what's taking place in our ghetto hoods, brothers and sisters, it goes to show that we ain't making no progress, and we continuing to let a government that we talk about, I don't know for what reason we keep talking about the government this and the government that, but they dictating the way that we live. And then what? What kind of relationship is that? That's awkward. I ain't trying. That's misery. You know what I'm saying? That's we can't be about that, man. That don't make no sense to me. And then we want to talk about we gods and goddesses, kings and queens. We got to chill out with all that fluff. I'm getting serious, man. And this goes out to all of those who be trying to get all hype up on that Masonic knowledge when y'all need to just simmer down a little bit, be more humble and practice humility. Trying to cross y'all legs and twirl y'all toes and all that. Listen, all that is cute, but really do some knowledge, man. We've been practicing that for years, right? I say we because it's about the collective. If I gotta be more thorough, I'm gonna just go ahead and say y'all for that's doing it. For y'all that's been doing it, just take a good look around and who else is doing it and who's not doing it. And just make the observation to who's living like what, the state of hygiene, the cleanliness of this and that person, even in addition to yourself and your neighbor. And what is it all mounting up to? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. We lost our way. Okay? A lot of our knowledge got perverted. And there's a lot of faking out here. There's a lot of deceiving out here. Because with all due respect, I'm not boasting here or trying to self-aggrandize, but I know I got more knowledge than some people that I be seeing on the train and buses with their legs crossed and twirling their damn toes. But you don't see me trying to practice that and do that, and that's profiling. If you're gonna if you're gonna do that, be ready to stand upon some questions that's gonna come to you. Just like how the 5% of nations and the you know and the gods and goddesses of earth used to oppress you in the hood back in them days. When I used to overhear my brothers and those in the hood of Brownsville talk, you better stand up firm upon your square and be ready to drop knowledge. Or what? The consequences is gonna be dire. I just feel like, we not really embodying that. So therefore, we need to humble ourselves until we really get to that point. We can embody it, and then we bearing fruit. When when the fruit when our due season come, and it's shown, all right. Now you have something to talk about. You get some bragging rights. You get, along with that, of course, come notoriety. And then you can go ahead and do some profiling. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be on point. It has to be right. We just doing shit out here just cause. We really lost our way, y'all. Dudes out here rocking gold chains and this and that. But just like my man Pap said in one of his songs, he was like, something along the line. He was like, back in the days, the kings wore gold. They wore it till they perish. And if they don't cherish that, what the we gonna cherish? Meaning he was saying like, back in the days, dudes had to really earn that right to rock gold chains. You understand? And medals and medallions and all that to be embellished with them jewels. But now it's just a copycats here. And this is why we got cancel culture. This is why we got this, that, and the third happening with hip hop. All this, y'all better start getting up on game, man. Seriously. This is real talk, man. Now, I know there's a lot that we've been through. Trust me, I know. Come on, I come from Brownsville myself. And like I said in previous videos, everybody practically went through the same thing, so it's nothing to try to hide. It's just that some people went through it to a different degree. But who's to say what's like more troubling, or what's less troubling, or what's more violent and less violent? The judge is the true creator of that. But I just know I'm true on what I just said. As so we all go through the same thing. It's just different degrees of it. Some of us losing loved ones here, there. This person got shot that you know. This person got stabbed that you know. Shorty got pregnant at a young age. He over here being a father at a young age. This person got left back from school. It's like this person got molested in touch. This person got. It's all the same. Come on, this is. We need to stop fronting out here. We all been through the same thing, just different degrees of it, man. Some worse than others. You follow me? There's no way I'm driving a Beamer like that to come and do clothes. You driving a nice Beamer that look like an X7. That's a newly dated X7, X5. That white one. You know what I'm saying? Like, not me, man. Not me. And if that ain't going in a driveway, not me, brother. Not me. No, that ain't going. Nah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to, you know, put it out there so y'all can know, man. Just, let it serve as a remembrance, and even on to myself, because of course it shows and it's quite evident I still got work to do. You know what I mean? I'm still on my walk. You understand me? It is what it is. So I get quite frustrated, I ain't gonna lie, because I'm like, damn, I know I have much here in my heart, but it's like, damn, what I gotta do now? I be saying to myself, like, I may want to drop an album of like do some poetry and put it in a way where it could be infused with some music, and then I go ahead and drop it down like tracks, you know what I'm saying, and put it like on wax or whatnot. But it's like, yo, I get so frustrated and flustered at the same time, because I be like, shit, I'm trying to put the word out there to see how it's going to elevate and shake our people up so we can really move on things. But I see how many people are tied to financial bonds and are binded into certain, uh, like, just certain entities out there. You understand? Like, they bonded in and binded in, as to the point where it's like, yo, look, we could be family and all, we could be friends or associates, but I got this circle going on here that's paying me, and so now that inevitably put us at odds and variance a bit, because I won't have no cooperation like that to really, you know, do some serious work for the betterment of our people. Because it don't make no sense that, okay, for instance, like I was saying, I was going to get back to the whole business aspect. Here's what came through my mind. What came to my mind, in fact, as I was like, yo, I got to do a video. After I urinated. I'm like, yo, it's known that even up to this day, African Americans still don't have a community that they own, with institutions, church, hospitals, supermarkets, laundromats, or wherever is built in which they own and run. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, it hit me. A lot of people coming to America and they prospering. A lot of other ethnic groups over the Ados family that's been here for years, right? All right, bet. I had to conceptualize it or whatnot. I put it into, into some other perspective. I was like, yo, this is a business. Okay, it's owned by Asian people. Fine, no doubt. Everybody got a right to do business. This is a free enterprise, right? Take care of their family, take care of home first. That's imperative, okay? And best for legacy, all right? So they got it. They come here. They developing, they getting their money, and they sending their money out. They gonna do back for their home and their land. My Ados family doing that. My African family. Are we on that kind of time? I don't even think we got proper laundromats as big as this either. Now, follow me on this. We put in a lot of work, right? Stick with me here. They get in the business. They come to perform. Either you're gonna perform a service, or you have a product in which makes money. Do you follow? Okay, you got a product or you have a service that makes money. A service, laundromat, which have products inside, so that's double. You got products and services going on up in there. That's money. What's another service? I'm gonna jump right to it. Our music, entertaining services, movies. We have rappers, R&B artists, actors, actresses of African descent that's making. You put them all together, you can make a list. And you ought to be talking into the trillions actually, or hitting the trillion, surely. Okay, right? Born and bred here in America, but yet still, which we have within us is of African descent, which means we got tribal families back home. You following me? Because everybody else come in here and do them. With all respect, do. All right, you follow me, okay? Yet we still don't own as much as we ought to. That's not troubling, huh? We here in 2024. I even thought about those families that live in the South, the Deep South and the Midwest, where, those are the ADOS family that still living, got good mannerisms, and they're very hospitable. They are descendants of those that worked on actual cotton fields. And then I was like, yo, with the commemoration that we ought to get due to the prophecy out of the Bible, they just hit me like, yo, wait a minute. How come there's no African American owned cotton field, which could be a part of some kind of recompense and reparations? We, you know, those descendants been put through hell in them cotton fields, but yet it's 2024 in America through the prophecy that has been fulfilled or whatnot, the 400 years in X, Y, and Z, and the so-called commemoration they gave us, which should have brought about a brand new world. Nothing was granted onto those descendants to have a cotton field to which could be owning boxes, making boxes and get a textile company manufacturing going, socks, boxes, t-shirts, sweaters, anything that cotton produce, even going into the food industry, cottonseed oil, which is what some of our potato chips are fried in. The wonderful music that we have been putting out for years, even though some of it is derogatory, I won't lie, which why they put the label parental advisory. Okay, so there's things going on with that already. Certain legalities is already covered because of disclaimers and whatnot. But think about that. Where are we today, Ados? I want to give you something to think about here. Spread the word too. Send this on out to your big homie and to his big homie. What is it that's stopping us? So we continuing to be so-called disenfranchised and quite frankly exploited for what we contributed to this country. Hip-hop music alone is spread around the world and they emulate what we do. That's a business within itself, like this. What do we have that's ours though? That's ours and it's alright. Alright. I'm gonna wind down. Because Harlem looked crazy in a way through what took place in the last gentrification era. And in addition to these so-called upgrading or upgrades and renovations in Brownsville, Cypress Hill, you know what I'm saying? Them gutters, huh? And this is only here in New York. And in a way, yo, I got to say this too while I'm at it before I close. We think we got it bad. You go down to Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, and them places like that, and they hoods, trust me, they got it. They got it worse than we do in some areas. When we put things into perspective, because them living conditions down there where they might still have to get rust out that water line by waking up early in the morning, let that water run. You'll be surprised to see that that's still prevalent in USA. So it's not for joke though. I feel like we still continuing to be played. We are disunified. We're not as unified as we ought to, and there's still a lot of fear mongering and fear tactics that's continuing to hinder our growth. Because with all due respect, with all the students that we have that graduated with PhDs and whatnot, from Berkeley College, Harvard, and Yale and whatnot throughout this nation, we should be doing far better. And that's exactly why I said we got to get back to tribes. Because when we get knowledgeable of that and more proud of it, and then we have our own established rituals and like and ritual ceremonies to which I found out that those people over there in Atlanta is of my Yoruba family or X, Y, and Z. Let's go ahead. We got these ceremonies going on, libation being poured out and whatnot, having feasts is on, and we make changes because that will help with having any kind of fear of being backstabbed. Because let me tell you something, with all that we've been through, if I gotta feel like my own brothers and sisters, my tribal brothers and sisters, in addition to my biological family, if I gotta feel like I'm gonna be possibly backstabbed by them, then I don't want to do this thing we call nation building or whatever. Cause that's not the way we ought to move. So we need to get them goddamn narratives out of our heads and stop dealing with that. So really start building with one another in peace. Cause even if your ass tries something like that, you're done. Exile. Gotta take it back to the old school ways too. Having more peace of mind where I know I'm gonna stand right by my brother or sister over there. If I make a mistake, you own up to it and take accountability. But we still continuing to be blessed. I'm sorry for as far as I'm concerned. And which of course, I got my work to do just like everybody else. But there needs to be an amalgamation. There needs to be a regrouping, a reformation, reclamation. Peace, love, and light, man. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day because now it's starting to come down too. Spread this word, all right? This is real. This ain't no fame or clout, man. Pass the word. There's more to come in future times. Peace, love, and light. Ashe.